Hello, Holy Cross community, and welcome to another episode of Res Hall Eats. I am Laura Nelson from Campion House. I'm the hospitality coordinator there. And during my time working remotely, I get to bring Res Hall Eats to you in your room. Today we're going to be making, this is the base of it, a sweet potato. We're going to be making vegetarian stuffed sweet potatoes. And it's something I've definitely made before. I usually only cook the potato in the microwave, but today we're going to learn how to, we're going to do this together, we're going to learn how to saute some onions in the microwave as well. So what could go wrong, right? Well, anything. So our sweet potato is going to be the base of the dish today, and I microwave potatoes all the time. Who even boils potatoes anymore? I'm not sure. So this is something you can easily do, and the sweet potato gives you extra nutrients. Any vegetable, tuber, anything with color is going to give you extra nutrients, and we all need that to keep our bodies strong and healthy. So this is super easy. You're going to clean your potato really well because actually a lot of the nutrients are in the skin. So I do plan on eating this whole sweet potato. Mine is actually like a really sort of thin sweet potato, but so you're just going to take a fork and I would do maybe, depending on how big the potato is, but just do pokes all around with the fork. And this lets out the steam so you don't have like an explosion of a sweet potato in your microwave. I'm going to put it in a dish, microwave safe dish, and I'm going to put on some salt. This is just going to, actually I should put on the olive oil first. So just put a little olive oil on. You can coat it a bit with your hands if you want. So just coat it. This is my sweet potato. I can use my hands, right? And they're clean. And now I'm going to rub that salt on there on the outside. So I'm just rubbing sweet potato with salt, and I'm going to put some pepper on there too. Let's get some pepper. Okay, here's some pepper. All right, now it's all ready to go in the microwave. I'm going to put it in, because this is a smaller sweet potato, it's not like super wide, I'm going to put it in for 2 minutes on the potato setting, flip it, and then do another 2 minutes, okay? So a total of 4 minutes, and you can test along the way. You don't want to have a mushy sweet potato. So I'm doing the potato setting, and I'm just going to hit start. It says 5 minutes because typically that's how long a potato takes. I would always flip it in the middle of that time, so at 2.5 minutes, but right now I'm actually going to check it at 2 because it's a smaller sweet potato. Okay, in the meantime, we can get our onion ready. So I'm using just a regular yellow onion, and I'm going to make enough filling for 2 sweet potatoes because I can always pop another one in tomorrow for lunch, but already have the filling ready, right? Makes sense. So I'm probably going to do, I'll do a half an onion, okay? So I'm going to peel off that outer layer, and I've shown you many times in other cooking series that we've done how to cut an onion, or how to dice an onion, I should say. Put those to the side. So you're going to go parallel to your cutting board and do a few cuts in. Okay? And then go perpendicular to those and just cut inwards towards where the onion would be attached to the plant. Or to the greens above when it's growing below ground. Okay, so, and then I did that, then you just turned again and cut perpendicular to that cut. So you get a nice diced onion. All right, I think that's enough onion for 2 potatoes, maybe a little bit too much. Okay, I'm going to get a microwave safe bowl, and I want to use a glass one so you can see. I'm going to put that onion that is now making me cry into the bowl, and I'm going to add some olive oil. So just like if you were sauteing, right? If you were sauteing it, sorry, this session's making me cry. I'm going to flip my board over too because, okay. So I'm just mixing in some, maybe like a teaspoon of olive oil just so the onion's coated. You can even put a little bit of salt and pepper, just as if you were sauteing it on the stovetop. Okay. Oh. I should check this. Let's see. All right. Now, just use a fork to check your sweet potato. I'm going to use this fork, actually. Okay. So on this side, I was already able, I don't know if you can see the holes there, but I was already able to sink my fork in, but not all the way. So that means I need to turn it over. So turn it over, and if I try to poke, it's not as easy to go on that side. And now I will hit start again, and I'll stop it at around 2 minutes on that side. So back to our onions, I'm just mixing up half an onion with probably about a teaspoon of olive oil, some salt and pepper. Get it all to the bottom of your bowl. Now this is something I've never tried. I have never sauteed or cooked an onion in the microwave. We're gonna try it. So I'm just gonna put, if you had plastic wrap, you could put that over. I'm gonna try it with a plate because I feel like most of you have plates in your res halls rather than plastic wrap, so I'm gonna let that go. I hear my potato making a lot of noise. I'm gonna check it. Okay, it's done. It's done. I can pierce my fork entirely all the way through. Whoop, see? All right, so that potato is done. I'm gonna put it right there. It's all ready to be eaten. Okay, now let's try the onions in the microwave, covered with a dish. I'm gonna try, remember this is trial and error right now. I'm gonna do 3 minutes. So let's see. I'm gonna go 3 minutes with that and we're gonna see, is it gonna be cooked? Basically we're steaming it. So we'll see if that works. Bet you didn't know you could do all this in your microwave, right? All right, so let's continue preparing, getting some other things ready. We are going to need some cilantro, just for to sprinkle on top at the end. So I'm going to cut a little bit of that. This is already washed. Just going to cut some cilantro, chop it up actually, and that'll be our flavorful garnish at the end. Now when these onions are done, we're going to mix in some of the other ingredients into the onions and further heat it. So the onions will continue to cook with those other ingredients. So let's see what they look like at 3 minutes. All right, my cilantro is nicely chopped. I'm going to put that to the side of my cutting board. My potato is all ready right here. We are going to need some lime, just to lime juice to put on top when we're done. So I'll have that ready. Okay, got our lime, our cilantro. We're going to want to put some avocado on top. I have a half of avocado left. I bought 2 avocados the other day. Let me tell you that avocados go fast in our family because they're delicious. And my daughter loves rice and beans and avocado. That could be something we can make too. You can make rice, buy rice packets in the grocery store to put in the microwave. Have some beans, heat them up in the microwave, and then some cheese on top. I mean, so easy. That's a great thing to do in your dorm or your res hall as well. All right, so I'm keeping the avocado down, sticking my knife in the pit, and turning, but being very careful because we don't want to hurt our fingers. The way to keep so this avocado, yeah, it looks a little brown on the outside, but trust me, if I didn't keep the pit in, when I put it in the fridge, it would have gotten a lot worse. It would have oxidized more. There's something about keeping the pit in the avocado that keeps it fresh. Even if you were to make guacamole, they say if you keep the pits in there, it keeps it fresher until you're ready to eat. I don't know why scientifically, actually, but I think it's a cool fact or a cool suggestion. Okay, so I'm just going to, inside the skin, I'm going to just cut through the avocado. This is a big knife to be using. I'm just going to cut through that, make some cubes. Show you how I did it. I just cut through it both ways, and then we'll keep that to scoop out to put on top of our potato. I'm going to open, let's see, oh, we're almost done with this, so let's wait and check our onions. Smell onions? Let's see. This is good right now, too, because it gives our potato some time to cool down so that we can cut into it when we're ready. Now, when you put a plate on top of things, the steam can get trapped, so it's can get very hot. That's why I'm using my gloves. All right. Look, they look steamed to me, so I'm going to, this is hot, but I'm going to show you. Yeah, they're definitely cooked. They're translucent. So, that's hot. They're definitely translucent, which means they cooked. We just did that. We just sauteed or steamed onions in the microwave. So now to that, we need to add the rest of our ingredients. Excuse me. We need to add, like I said, I'm doing enough filling for 2 potatoes. So I'm going to add a half can of black beans. Now you want to drain them and rinse them first. So if you don't have something like this, you can just gradually if you don't have a sieve like this or a mesh filter, you can just open the can and start pouring some water in and then use the lid to allow the water to escape and just keep doing it a few times. So you can make do with what you have, right? In your room or in the kitchen in your res hall. We can be inventive and you can still make healthy things. Alright, those are rinsed. Oh, my son's on school, so I'm sorry if you can hear him. Okay, so I'm going to add about half of this to my onions.
On number 9, it was just a sort.
You can add as much as you want. If you want to add all of them, and have your potato really loaded, a loaded potato, go for it. So I'm adding that in there, and I'm also going to add, what else was I going to add? Hold on, some salt, I believe. Where did I put my salt? There it is. Okay. So I'll put a little bit of salt in there. We have some salt and onions already, so. All right, so you have the onions, the beans. I'm going to put about 1/8 of a cup, so a very tiny amount of water in there. And I am going to open now a can of chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. So this is spicy. So if you do not want to make it too spicy, just I'm going to put in. It calls for, the recipe calls for 1 chili pepper. I'm going to put in 1/2. I'm going to play it safe in case my kids want to try some of this, because you can't take it out, right? So in here, you could just, oh, actually that's a little one. You can just put your fork in and pull out a pepper. See it? It has that smoky chipotle smell. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to dice it up and then put it in with my beans and onions. Okay? And wash my hands. Alright, I think that's all we're putting in for now. And we have our beans, we have a little bit of water, we have the chipotle chili, and we'll put a little bit of the sauce in. So there's a lot of chipotle or adobo sauce in here. So I'm just going to put about a teaspoon of that in there. Okay? Mix it up. Oh, it's so good. It smells delicious. So I'm just going to put it in to heat up. I just really want the beans to heat up. The onions already look cooked to me. So I'm going to put it in. LD, I'm filming, okay? I'm going to put this in for a minute because that's going to heat up the beans. So we're almost ready. Okay. We also want to make some yogurt adobe sauce to put on top. So I'm going to use some of my yogurt, Greek yogurt. And I will create. I'm going to take about, I don't know, 1/4 of a cup because, I mean, you can make this ahead of time, but, well, yeah, I'll make enough for 2 servings. All right, so let's see. I'll do about 1/3 of a cup of that. I'm using the same spoon because I don't want to keep going into the drawer to get another one. All right, so put to taste. This is spicy, so maybe put in, a teaspoon to start with. Mix it in. So I'm mixing that in with my, I almost said sour cream, but it's much healthier. It's the Greek yogurt and some adobo sauce. And then you know what? I mean, that looks perfect to me. I don't love it spicy. You know what? I'm the only one who's going to eat this. I'm just going to taste test it a little bit. That's good to me. I taste the spice. It hits me, but it's not overpowering. And then the Greek yogurt sort of cuts it with the creaminess. So I think that's good for me. But again, do what tastes good to you. All right, I heard our beans go off there. So let us get our potato ready. Okay? So we have our potato here. And I am going to cut down the middle. So I just made, I'm going to show you closer here. I cut down the middle. Can you see that? And now I'm going to push the ends together. Push the ends together, and I make sort of a basket. You can see all the steam coming out. Make a little basket, okay? That's a little trick. Like, don't cut all the way through it. Sort of cut, go an inch in, and then cut to the other side, but keep an inch in the other end too. And then just push in like a basket. All right, so that'll hold all of our filling. I am going to grab this with some gloves. I'm so excited to eat this for lunch right now. All right. So here we go. Let's see here. You know what? The only spoon I have is the spoon right here, a wooden spoon. So we have our beans, our onions. Let's see. A little bit of adobo sauce and the chipotle pepper in here. And now I'm just going to put it in my potato. Like I said, I made definitely enough for two. It can be overflowing. This is your plate. Have fun with it. You got the protein from the beans. You have the sweet potato. Okay, so that's enough there. And then we have all of our yummy toppings. All right, I'm going to put, what should I put on first? I think I'm going to go for the creamy adobo sauce. Put a nice dollop of that on top. Yeah. And then we're going to go for some avocado. I should have had a spoon to scoop this out. Okay. And I'm doing it with my hands. This is getting very unprofessional, but I am eating this, right? I wouldn't do this if I was serving it to someone else. I would have gloves on, for sure. All right. Ooh, avocado, some cilantro, right? What else do we have? Something else. Oh, lime. Squirt some lime on top. I mean, you could put, if you had some salsa, if you had some grape tomatoes, you could put that on top. But look at how delicious this looks. And you can eat the skin. You washed it. The skin in the microwave is definitely softer, but it's going to be delicious. And because we put some of that olive oil on there, it actually has a lot of flavor. So I hope you enjoyed this edition of Rez Hall Eats. Show us your creations, and I hope you join us next week again. Bon appetit!